you think that Stephen Paddock was actually in that hotel room, you're even dumber than I thought, dude.
Who was it?
Dude, I don't know if we can go down the Stephen Paddock rabbit hole.
Plot twist. JFK still alive.
Essentially, the Mandalay Bay. It's like the Mandalay Bay shooting is weird and was most likely like a false flag. Like, there's no way that one guy could have fired off that many rounds in the amount of time that he did. It's even
it was
with
the entire
stocks.
cast of Friends, all in different buildings.
Have you ever seen? Have you seen? There's an interview with Stephen Paddock's brother, like the day after. Have you watched this, dude? This guy has the most like just boundless charisma. He's just on the news for 30 minutes. They like catch him as he's on his way to work.
Went crazy because he was just watching his brother get pussy his whole life.
He's like
one day.
No, because he's like, my brother's even cooler than me. Because his brother was like, he was hanging out with like fucking Filipino ladies,
and we're like, we know.
And it's like the most unhinged, like 30-minute, like rambling interview where he like midway through it, he talks about a really good sushi place. He and Steve will go. He's like, you should definitely go. The food is amazing. And he's like, he's in this like clearly like manic state, obviously sad that his brother is dead, but also like weirdly like riding the high of like having all this attention on his family. And then the very next day, I think he was like, they were like, he had child porn on his laptop and they sent him to jail.
Damn, dude, it's always the charismatic ones.
I don't
guys with too much personality. You can't share that with one age bracket.
You're right.
Also, they never find it like on a phone. Like, it's always they need a full screen.
Yeah, it's
always a laptop.
Isn't this?
That's never, crazy. Dude. I had child porn on my iPod Shuffle. It's always like, no, I need a full screen.
Just like a sticky iPad screen.
That is our very funny guest this week, Owen Damon.
And that was our weekly segment that we like to start off with, called "Who the fuck are they talking about?"
I do like that you introduced yourselves to our listeners with a fucking knockout child porn joke, dude. That is very good.
It's gonna be more like that.
That's my lane, dude. It's just
young Owen in the house.
But look into the Stephen Paddock thing, dude, because I don't think you know what's going on with that thing. I'll be very honest.
You were pretty...
My favorite post-shooting interview was the guy's dad the guy who shot up a gay club, and they interviewed his dad.
Oh man,
do you remember that?
No, I don't think I saw that one.
I think post-shooting interview is crazy.
Yeah, there's some of them. I mean, there's some good ones. There's some bad ones. You know,
that was really a Game 5 moment for that dad.
Yeah, well, because the whole time he was just like mad that his son was at a gay club. he was like, "What are you talking about? He's at a gay club." Yeah. What he fucking he was shooting people.
He's like, I was pissed off. I found out what he was there doing.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, that's there's always those like post like mass shooting interviews. You're right, they are always crazy.
They should be run by like the man on the street guys who do Instagram videos.
Billy Eichner interviewing the families of murdered people.
It's a guy just shot up a school. He's like, "Would you kiss your mom for $20?"
Yeah.
Oh man, well, we started off hot.
Starting it off right. How you been, Owen?
Been good.
Yeah?
Been good.
What are you? Are you like finally 18 now?
Just turned 20.
That's what I remember.
You don't need to be demeaning to our young guest. Listen.
I've spent my whole life being demeaned to. All right, it's my turn. Where were you on 9/11?
Not alive.
See?
No.
Feels good.
Dude, it was crazy. I think I was at Shuba's and somebody asked an audience member like where they were on 9/11 and he goes, I was 10 months old. I thought this guy, like, I was looking at this guy in the audience like that's a real adult, right? I was like, I wish I had my life as together as that guy. He's like 7 years younger than me. Yeah. What is going on?
You know what fucked
dude?
me up? My girlfriend's a teacher and I was hanging out with her and her teacher friends and I found out one of them was born in 2000.
That's crazy.
Somehow it fucks me up. This dude's an orchestra teacher in a school and was born in 2000. I'm like, damn, dude.
Riding with
I'm on the short bus of adulthood, I would say.
We all are. You guys have time.
This guy.
You have 5 more years to make something happen.
Player.
But no, dude, driving Zach and Owen here is so nice because I forget that I'm 31 for 40 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm just hanging out with my friends who are my age, talking about PS2. This is great.
I'll tell you, Zach probably does not forget you're 31.
I'm sure that I know that he doesn't.
Yeah.
What keeps freaking me out is I keep ending up in a room full of people and talking to them for like an hour thinking we're all the same age until I find out I'm the oldest person there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and they all thought I was older than I am too. Because people keep telling me that I could be 30 easy.
Well,
yeah.
it's like
how awful that must be.
It's not good from where I'm sitting. It's not. It's
I'm gonna
not
fucking
you.
kill
You're
myself,
a great
dude.
30.
Yeah,
you're
that's
my
awesome.
favorite 30-year-old guy. You know, I mean, like, damn, are you 29? That's crazy.
I think Noah, you've looked 13 going on 30 since I met you. You have the what are those like gaming cards that have the like when you
I'm
turn
small,
them one
but
way?
I'm ugly. That's what that's called. I'm short, but I'm weathered.
You got progeria face. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, Owen all the time. We'll talk about like going to Mike's. She'll be like, "Yeah, I can't go there. I'm not 21," and I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you turned 19. You did that while I was hosting Surge.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
Hey, Quincy.
I called you disgusting
Sorry, I
because
didn't
you weren't
notice you
18 anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I turned 18 and I was at Mike's, and people were like, "I'm not going to talk to you anymore. You're not a child anymore." You know?
Who are those people? Let's get their names out there.
Yeah.
Put them on a list.
Doing comedy at a young age is like I am like, man, it does like you guys do take me back. It's nice.
You did that too, didn't you? Start really young.
I started really young, and then I
How
didn't
old were
stick
you?
with it. I was 19. No, I was 18.
18.
18.
And we
then
were
I-
21
And then
when
I
you
stuck with
started?
it till I was like 22, and then I moved to LA, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna quit comedy.
Yeah. He's like, now that I'm here, this sucks.
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
I've never lived in LA. I don't know. I feel like on one hand, I would get there and be like, oh yeah, everyone's right. This sucks. Or I'll be like, oh, this is like paradise.
It's nice for you. You have there are days where it's paradise, and there are days where it sucks.
Can't you just go to the beach? You'd be like, all right, people suck, but you know.
Yeah, you can go to the
walk
yeah. I mean,
into the ocean.
it's. I mean, going to the beach is fun. Yeah, for sure. But there's I don't know. It's complicated. I mean, sometimes you have like at a crazy like night in Hollywood where you fucking like are at a crazy party and you get to sleep with a really hot chick and you're like, it's all gonna happen.
Specific, bro.
But then the next
It's like
day,
sometimes you get to snort cocaine out of a hooker's butthole on 63rd Avenue at the fucking Cat's Eye Lounge.
at 60th on 63rd Avenue. Okay, yeah, that you don't want to snort any cocaine off of the hookers who are hanging out in 63rd, dude.
I don't know. I don't know the streets. I was just trying to.
If the
I was trying to
numbers
yes and
if the
some
numbers
streets.
get higher, you're in serious danger. But no, but then you wake up and you're deflating your mattress and you're like, oh no, this is all a trick. I'm gonna die here.
Yeah.
But no, these guys, I'm jealous. I wish I could go back all the time. I'm like, my girlfriend and I are like debating if we should just start like lying about our ages.
How old would you say you are?
I think she could get away with like 23.
Okay.
I don't know what I would say. I don't
45.
I don't have the guts to do it.
You
The
should
thing
lie
is,
up.
there's really you could get away with early 20s too. I think a lot of what ages you is the mustache, the clothes, and the things you say. And those are all things you can adjust.
I have the mustache because I was like, I need to start doing something that
Right.
resembles
Okay.
my
Yeah.
age.
But you are like you're
You
like
look young.
like a 23-year-old method acting as a middle-aged
If
man.
if I tried to lie younger, it would be like me trying to lie about being 21 when I was 19. I would immediately start crying and like apologize to the bouncer.
no, you'd have too
He's
many
like-
opinions on shows that came out before you were supposed to have
Well,
been born.
Zach also has that. So
That's true, but I also thought Zach was like 30. when I met him. I thought Zach was like at least my
Zach
age.
could be any age with cancer.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. How old are you now, Zach? 23.
23.
He's 23.
Okay.
I remember. I feel like that's the age that when people are like, I still feel like I'm that, like that. I feel like I'm always gonna feel like 23.
Yeah, I've felt 23 but shittier every year since I turned 23.
People ask me if I'm 21 and I still have to think about it because mentally I'm 16. Like
Yeah.
I have not. Every year when I do my taxes, I'm like, God, I hope I did this right, and I fucking send it off.
Yep.
They haven't gotten me yet.
I haven't done taxes.
So you were born in like 04?
05.
05.
That's
That's
insane,
crazy.
dude.
We
I was
are
in,
doing this right now.
I was in
but
middle
yeah.
school. Sorry to
05
do
is
this.
good.
You're right. It
Oh,
is very rude. Wait a minute. Noah, did you say you haven't done taxes?
Yeah, and like I was making less than $15,000 a year.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So I got to explain that to the IRS probably this year,
Yeah.
but I haven't done them this
you
year
not-
either.
Noah's a drug
Did you file
mule
an
for the
extension?
cartel.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not your accountant. I don't want to
No,
chastise you.
Honestly, so there's a bunch of shit with it. So I haven't done it this year because I'm stupid and I'm lazy and I didn't think about it. But I also worked for a corrupt woman who stole a lot of money from me and never gave me my.
I'm not gonna say what kind of woman. It was a Jewish woman.
You know what's crazy is she wasn't, but she changed her last name to seem Jewish and then stole my money,
Oh,
which
that's
is pretty
powerful.
crazy.
Yeah, dude.
I love this bitch.
But no, she's wild. She does a lot of karate.
Rachel Dolan.
But yeah, I haven't done them this year, and then I never got tax information from her when I was supposed to get 1099s. Apparently, it didn't matter anyways because I was living off of like $14,000 a year.
Wait, dude, you got to file 1099s.
Yeah,
It's not.
I made under 15K, but I had a 1099.
Yeah, you got to
file them.
You have
only
to file all 10 of the 99s.
I guess I can just never do taxes again.
No,
Dude, that's how they got Lauren Hill.
Noah, you got to get that figured out. Dude,
You have to file 1099s.
Well, I never got them.
Yeah.
So, and that woman
okay.
is like off the map now. So, and apparently she never got a business license for the job that I was working.
Well, in that case, you actually might be okay because it just might not even be reported.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, I never even got the money through any official means. She Zelled me my paychecks for 3
Was
years.
she Latino?
No, she was just an insane woman.
It'd be funny if we, next episode, we're zelling Noah from an El Salvadorian.
So, all right. So sometimes with that, if you go over a certain, sorry, I don't mean to turn this into an actual financial advice podcast, but as somebody who fucked around with not filing taxes and filing them late,
See, shit like that. You gotta stop saying shit like that.
well, this is
You want to seem young.
Yeah.
you got to be careful with 1099s for real, because if you go over a certain limit of transactions on Zelle will send you a 1099. But if they didn't, then
they didn't. They never sent me one.
Then I just here's what we do. We delete this podcast. we leave no record of this conversation, and yeah, just that's crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's put me in a hole. It's all her fault. I mean, this year is my fault, but every other year has been hers. So,
Yeah.
And by her,
Yeah.
you mean... Let's just get it all out there.
I'm currently
no, we don't need to put
their
a real
fault.
name on here.
Yeah, no.
Well,
no.
apparently we got to cut all this.
Real
but
name.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
It's not, but it's what everybody knows her by, and she is a comedian.
I do know who you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't actually have to cut this. I mean, if the podcast gets really famous, we'll cut this so that nobody can find this as evidence. But as
It
somebody,
is the coolest reason to go to jail.
I will tell you,
What,
you just
Tax evasion?
you're like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. It's
My-
basically like, sorry, I got arrested for being cool.
My JV soccer coach is in jail for tax evasion.
Let me guess, he was a kind of a cool dude.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
No, you just made me feel so better about my quibbles with the IRS.
Okay. All right.
Your quibbles?
Yeah, what are now minor quibbles.
This is your fourth quibble notice. If you do not pay,
Yeah, no, that's
these quibbles will
All right,
become
well,
qualms.
I'll figure it out. I figure there's no way it's got to be that bad of a situation at the moment because they haven't contacted me. Nothing's happened about it.
it might take a couple years, but
Okay.
but they will. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Well, I'll get on it this year for this stuff.
Starting
And
now.
we'll figure it all
All right,
out.
government, starting now.
IRS, if you are listening,
I'm going to start trying
This is
year.
it's a next spring problem.
yeah. I'll have a real conversation with you about this after the show.
okay, all right, cool.
I want to help you.
Hey, no, stick around after class. We're gonna.
But yeah, no, the fucking dude doing your taxes is so gay. I was like you for the longest time, and there was one year that I think I wasn't able to do it because I was working for Postmates, but Postmates fucked us over anyway, and they were like they had us categorized wrong. They were like categorizing us as independent contractors when we should have been like W-2 employees. So, and then they didn't like my 1099 for that. Like they didn't send me, even though it was like through an app. And I was like, well, I guess I can't do this.
Yeah.
And also you guys fucking did this wrong. So like, which I'm sure that the tax man will be so sympathetic if I say, if it ever comes back to me.
Yeah.
No, dude, that making Postmates money was insane. That was a horrible job. You guys ever done the apps, like the delivery apps?
No.
Never?
I tried to do Uber Eats by foot. When I was making a lot of not making a lot of money, and the thing is I never took a job because everything was way further than what I could do by
Tried
foot.
to Forrest Gump your way out of fucking.
You pull your hamstring, you lose your job.
Yeah. Well, also just like the logic behind, like everything would be cold I'd just be, I just
At least
have
get a pair of
bloody
Heelys
feet
or something.
Yeah.
Or a hoverboard.
I don't know.
I'd pay more to get it delivered by car.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
We lived on like the biggest hill in Echo Park, and I ordered, and Uber doesn't tell you, like, you might get a bike guy, but you don't have preference. Dude, the guy showed up on a bike with my Jimmy Johns, and he looked like he was gonna die. Like he looked like he had just finished like the Tour de France.
He probably just almost died 3 times. Like,
I used to steal. Have I told the story in here? How like my Postmates scam that I would run?
Have I? Is it the one where you just take the food?
I would just take the food
Yeah.
because I was back.
My little scam that I devised that I thought of.
Well, I mean, it was.
It's a secret. Don't tell anyone.
Scamming. It's just theft.
Well, no, because
the
listen,
patented
it was
Nick
crazy
method.
because after like the 10th time, you're like, I can just do that. I guess I'm just going to keep doing this. Because that was back when they gave you a card that just had like when it was time for you to pick up food, they would just put an unlimited amount of money on the card and you could just like swipe anything. And you could ignore what the order was and just order what you wanted and then be like, whoops, I dropped it. I have to cancel this order. And then fucking chow down in your car.
And every 1 out of every 5 times you did that, it ruined a marriage. Probably because it is the most infuriating thing.
That's the maddest I've been. I'll call them like over and over again.
Also, fully knowing, I've been so mad fully knowing that I've done that when I drove for Postmates, just taking people's food and eating it. But then the righteous indignation that I felt at 3 a.m. I mean, it's 3 a.m. and you just spent $40 for 3 tacos.
Right.
And
what
then
are you
you
thinking?
find out after waiting up until 4 a.m. because now you're committed.
Yeah.
Just the tacos are not happening anymore.
That was how I felt though. I felt like I was like punishing these gluttons.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
you
one
were
of
the guy from 7.
I was. I was like, these are the sins, dude. Yeah, no,
It's just gluttony, and you just keep eating food.
I would always feel bad though, because sometimes like I would always, if I knew I was getting like a celebrity, I was like, I do not want to steal fucking Jim Jeffries food.
That's specifically who I would go after.
Yeah. Really? After
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then that's bragging rights. You could just be at the bar later and be like, yeah, I fucking ate Ellen's fucking sub sandwich, dude. Or,
What kind of sandwich do you think Ellen is ordering?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ellen would order. I
Probably
had a friend who delivered to Ellen, and I
baby
think
blood smoothie.
she got stuff from like Veggie Grill. That's all I was gonna say.
I like how you corrected me. Like I actually gave you're like, no, not baby blood. It's Veggie Grill.
No, I was because I don't want you to defame her character. She's a nice lady, dude. Do you remember when Ellen? No, you guys don't remember. Never mind. I'm not even going to say this because this happened in like 2004. I remember when Ellen came out of the closet.
We were 7. I mean,
well, but do you remember Ellen coming out of the? You don't remember.
My parents were not pregnant yet.
there's no way. If I remembered her coming out of the closet, that happened when I was 7.
Yeah.
That's a gay guy thing to remember.
Well, this is because
I've
I
never
was
felt
like
straighter.
This is because I was like hanging out with my grandparents and like reading the New Yorker, so I was like up on like Ellen news.
Yeah.
And when Ellen came out, I was like that because I loved Ellen DeGeneres. I'm like, dude, her comedy specials, I could quote them, all this stuff. When she came out as gay, I was like, it flipped my lid. I could not believe it.
I can't imagine straight Ellen though. Like it doesn't make sense in my brain.
Dude, we lived with it. It's like segregation. It's like it was just a fact of life, man.
I thought they would like do shit on her show where it was like she would go like hang out with a woman and like wink at the camera. Wasn't she like everybody kind of knew she was gay?
Was it an open secret? I don't know.
How did she like? How'd she come out? Was it like a jump scare on her show?
She didn't have the talk show.
See, to me, I think
She had a sitcom,
Did
yeah.
she come out before the haircut? Because the haircut is basically coming out.
So
She had a mullet in the 90s,
the
right?
haircut. Yeah, she had longer hair. The haircut got gayer after she came out. She shortened it up.
That's really. I don't care what she says. The haircut is the coming out.
Yeah.
It's like when
She
women,
just fixed a tire on TV.
who was she, and who was her fucking wife? Was it a?
Porsche,
That's right.
Yeah,
a
the
car. She's married
yeah.
to a car.
Yeah.
No, but it is crazy to like. What is she? Because like she's a evil fucking bitch or whatever. It's like what's that life like? Like
What, just like-
just be like a weirdly cold, rich, famous lesbian lady. Like, could you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, there are many such cases. I don't like. It seems like a pretty standard configuration.
I don't know.
I mean, it is cool. I do think like
no one wants a lesbian with money.
I want him fixing.
my
I want him
God,
in the
dude.
trades. Where, that's where we need him. We need a bunch of Mike Rose out there.
I think I understand as I've gotten older. I think I understand the urge to like torture an intern.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have one,
Yeah,
And why shouldn't she? She lived in the closet for so many years.
yeah. You're like, you were born in 2005. Go get my coffee.
Yeah, dude. I just want to
Slut.
make like a young boy stand on one leg, holding both soda, like holding both my Diet Cokes.
Stand on one leg.
Just stand on, just like
Throw cigarette butts at him, make him dance,
Yeah.
put off fireworks on the floor.
It used to be a fucking right of that. I feel like that was also like the people who are like defending Ellen are like, look, this is what Hollywood is like.
Yeah.
If you want to fucking make it in the big leagues, you have to let
Yeah.
Ellen abuse you.
Forcing a liberal arts student to say the N-word.
Yeah, that would be. And if that's what she was doing, then I think I like her
I would be
again.
on board.
I'd
for
rather
that.
be
I would
abused by Ellen than Lizzo did the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No, that's I forgot that Lizzo did that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like that'd be so much worse.
Did she make?
At least
did
Lizzo,
she
you
make
can kinda
somebody
hear
eat
her
a
coming.
banana out
Yeah.
of her vagina?
Yeah, it was something.
I feel
Dude.
like that's one of those ones. It's like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park where you have enough time to get out of the way, to get out of the radius with Lizzo. Ellen could just come around a corner and fuck up your day.
That's true.
Lizzo, you got it. Like you can,
Dude, you hear the
know
stomps.
Lizzo's
You
coming
hear the stomps.
before. Yeah, the Jello's jiggling before she makes it into the room.
That's true.
So you just
Yeah, Ellen's sneaky.
you got to get it. Stay out of the, stay out of the splash zone. Ellen is sneaky. Dude.
Yeah.
She's like a. She's got like snow camouflage.
Yeah, she. Ellen, I knew you were going to turn this into something about her being an apex predator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was like Ellen
Don't,
definitely.
there's a lot of similarities. Don't make eye contact.
Oh,
yes, there
yeah,
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's also. I honestly, my favorite thing about Ellen is her like warm friendship with George W. Bush.
Oh yeah.
That we like at baseball games together.
You know who else? All these ladies that are all up in arms about all this stuff. Like they all loved Trump before he started running for president. Like, and even right as he was running for president, you could go look at him chopping it up on the View.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
Yeah,
like,
because he was like
Ellen,
he was a New
yeah.
York guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I mean, of course, it's hilarious.
he is. Yeah, he did make it definitely like a Stalin-esque pivot. But you know,
Look, brother, that's what you got to do. Everybody loved. I had gay friends who were like who privately admitted to me like that like when The Apprentice was on TV, they're like the worst thing is I love Donald Trump. Like I used to watch him every week.
yeah.
Yeah.
My parents put down my childhood dog this morning.
Oh,
they did
my.
that.
Are you okay? dude?
Yeah, it's fine. They did it with hammers.
Your dad's like, I'll come here for a proper fucking showdown.
Yeah, he sent me a message. He said we put down Roxy, and then it had the little purple devil emoji next to it, the smiling devil. No, it's all good.
You just send a GIF back.
Yeah, just crying emoji back. The hands going like that.
How old was Roxy?
Send a picture.
She was 11. She was an 11-year-old
Yeah.
boxer,
Oh,
which is
that's
like
old for a boxer.
Is old for a boxer. She had bad cancer. That's why they did it.
I bet she
with
had all
sticks.
that. She had that nice white sugar all over, like the white fur all over her face, probably.
Yeah. She
love
had
when
all
you
that.
get
She got fat at the end.
Boxers get fat quick, dude.
Yeah, she got super fat, and her name is Roxy because I was addicted to Roxy's when we got her, and I knew my parents wouldn't know what that meant. So I was like, they were like, "What should we name her?" I was like, "Roxy is fucking awesome."
Do they know that now?
I think I told them, but they see. It's great because I don't tell my parents about like drugs I did or anything like that. So just every once in a while, I just like unload a little bit of information just to like when things feel too good with them. I
drop it in holidays.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had like a painting I did in high school up on the wall, and
Oh, I love that. My parents have so much drug-induced.
yeah,
art.
I was like, I was on so much speed when I did that. I did so much speed, and you love it.
Yeah, and parents are so like innocently into it because you made it. My mom's like, I just love how his face is melting and like look at all the detail and the like exploding titty.
Yeah, the one I did was of a naked woman.
Yeah,
it was
naked
up on
women
the
melting
wall.
shit.
That's nice.
Skulls.
just fucking horny off fucking speed,
Yeah.
off like street speed.
He's so
Or she wasn't
creative.
naked; she was in a bikini. It was because they had like a female model come in
Oh, I
and
see.
pose for our high school art class, and I remember she left,
That's
and this
sick,
kid
dude.
died.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
dude. She left, and this kid Dante just goes, "She's gross. She looks like she smokes."
I think she heard it through the door.
I don't know. There's no way.
The DARE program worked on Dante.
She looks like she smokes. It's crazy.
I have dude. Every time I see those nude models, I'm like, how do you not fucking like? I would be so afraid because I would just be thinking about how not getting hard and then making myself hard.
Yeah,
like the
it'd be
thrill of
like simultaneously. The last thing you want is to get hard, but also the last thing you want is to not be hard at all.
Right, you want
know?
a little bit of
You
blood
don't want,
flow.
Every dude there's a worse version of your penis that you.
Well, have you ever done like a strip comedy show?
Only down to there was an underwear comedy show, but I've never done a full nude comedy show.
There's a naked one in Vermont. That's
Okay.
like 100 people, and you just go up.
I did one. I only took my balls out. I didn't go dick. I just went ball. I pulled my balls out at the bottom of my underwear leg, and
No, you were a tease.
yeah. But there's honestly like being in front of that amount of people. There's not even like a risk of getting hard. It's
Really?
for me.
I don't know. I was in the audience and I was hard. So.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Uh,
Cheating.
There was a guy named, I don't know if he still does comedy, but I'm going to say his name. There was a guy named Joe Pettis who did the underwear comedy show. I think he was afraid of doing full nude because I think he probably had a small cock, just based on his vibes. And he sounded like he seemed like, I don't know if he had like fetal alcohol syndrome, but like looked like a duck, quacked like a duck. You know what I mean?
You don't want it to be a question in people's minds.
But
you know?
he basically ran those shows just to hook up with like female
Okay.
comics. Like the lineups would be like mostly women and then like a couple guys. And it's like I don't know. Those shows always like creeped me out.
Yeah.
What like I feel like you got to be like his numbers couldn't have been that good.
Well, this
'Cause
wasn't
if
like-
I'm a female comic, it's definitely not going to be the guy who produces the underwear show and books all women.
Well, this was like 20.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna be.
Dude,
in and
that's
out.
that's a Facebook group's dream.
I'm gonna have a I'm gonna have a getaway vehicle running.
I'm telling
when I
you,
get
he
off
was
stage.
definitely fucking comics because this is weird. It was like 2013. It was like the alt comedy boom, like what we thought was the first comedy boom, and like there were so many guys who
He was
like
getting that Patton Oswalt pussy.
yeah. Well, Patton Oswalt's even kind of this is more like Pete Holmes era.
Yeah,
But,
it's the same genre.
Yeah. But different classes. But there was another guy, Chris True, who did get Me Too'd in New Orleans, who did like air sex. It was like air sex competitions where comics would go up. Yeah, dude. It was called like the World Championships of Air Sex. Are you looking this up, Zach? Yeah.
This sounds like how pedophiles try and convince kids to.
Well,
fucking
he
do shit.
essentially apparently he like actually like had a comedy class that turned into like a sex cult or something. He got in trouble for that, but yeah, no, him and his wife were like poly, and air sex was this thing where like you would go up. I'll tell you why I know all this in a second. You would go up and you would pretend to fuck the air. Like super realistically to like whatever song you picked, and it was like and like dude, they would be packed. Like there would be
Really?
like huge audiences for this show. It could only happen in 2013, and yeah, he was having sex with like the people that he would. Book.
Wow.
I know this because my girlfriend at the time, the one who made that wonderful movie with that famous actor, with that famous adult actor, was in the air sex. He like asked her to do the air sex competition, and she like developed this whole routine, and I watched it and I was like, I think this is great for her. I think it's awesome.
Damn.
I'm so glad all these people are watching her do this.
She was in the air sex scene.
She was in the air. She developed like a whole routine of like it was her and her friend did this like lesbian like Batman air sex routine where they both dressed like Batman and pretended to like flick their beans.
Nick's like
Set to "Kiss from a Rose" by Prince. So I don't remember anything about my life, but that is vividly burned into my fucking memory.
like as long as it's white air, I'm okay. With it.
No, nothing
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, no, it was crazy. There were so many like sexual comedy scams that people were using to get laid. I'm sorry.
No, that's good, dude. I don't think the strip comedy that we had in Portland wasn't a sex scam thing. I think it was supposed to be like just a Portland thing to do, just something where your dick is out and everybody's supposed to clap.
It was
you
run
know,
by
they-
trolls too, which helped.
Yeah.
Also, every naked comedy show, it's ugly people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't always.
Because if you got to be ugly to be like, I need to devise a scheme in order to
At least
see
the
people
dudes.
naked.
It's like I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like I don't care. There's a naked roast battle at Skankfest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
I knew a couple comics that did that because there was a version of that on Comedy Central that they like broadcasted. It was censored, obviously.
Yeah.
But Keith Carey did it, and he had a really small cock apparently. I couldn't tell because they blacked it out, but like
See, if someone would just make a joke about my cock while it was out, I would jump off stage like Khabib after the Conor fight.
Yeah.
I would fucking.
If I was on stage and somebody heckled my cock, I would just be like, fine, I'll just fucking cut it off right now.
Yeah.
I would not like that at all.
Yeah.
No, naked comedy's crazy. I don't know how. I don't understand the appetite for that at all.
I mean, I did it just because I made a lot of money. You make a ton of money doing those shows because they had you throw tips. I made like $300 for 10 minutes. Like,
they throw tips on the stage like fucking.
Yeah.
There's a strip club.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
So I was doing it, and my plan with it is I wanted to strip funny. So I would like.
Oh, so it was like an actual like strip show.
Yeah, it was like a strip comedy.
You do your set, and then they play a song. Like they play music at different points throughout your set, and when they do, you have to stop and strip and
take off parts of your clothes. And so I like what I did was I pulled my pants down around my ankles and then waddled to the front of the stage and then made them all throw money at me and I said nothing more is coming out until I get more money, and then I just pulled my balls out of the bottom of the thing, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was going to be a funny thing. Nobody thought it was funny. It was really uncomfortable and weird for everybody there.
Classic cinematic storytelling. You make a promise and then you have to deliver on the promise.
Yeah.
You get on that stage, the promise you're making is you're going to see my cock and balls.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to take my penis out. I just, for what you guys are talking about, I didn't want to get my penis roasted while I was on stage. I don't think I could come back from that.
Yeah.
No, never.
And I was.
No, you got off. You got your dignity remained.
Yeah, it was fine. You can see, anybody can see my balls. I'll put my balls on Instagram.
Oh, and would you ever do a fucking strip comedy show?
No, I have so little interest.
Thank you.
So little interest. Our high school wrestling team had
Thank
like a hazing thing they'd do, where one senior would like put all of like the freshmen in the group, and they'd be like, "Do you want to see my wrestling tumor?" And then he'd pull his balls out of the bottom out of his shorts.
Oh, yeah. We used to do the
It was like
I have a piece of gum stuck to my thing, and then you pull.
You put your balls out.
Yeah.
It's guys. When I was growing up, and there was always an excuse to like show guys your cock, and I was like, what is going on with this? And I was the guy who was like pretending to be like bisexual for pussy.
Yeah.
But all my straight friends were like, I'm like, you're legitimately gay. Like this is.
Yeah.
See, my friend, that just wasn't what you did.
Nick,
Take your cock out?
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, like sometimes you get fucked up and you
Damn
take your
bad
dick out, but you
friend.
didn't just like you didn't show it to anybody. You showed it to like cars driving by and stuff like that. But you know,
Just
not
you're
your
a
friends.
pedophile.
You're not going to be
Just,
weird about it. Yeah,
Voluntarily
Dude.
making people pedophile.
I had a friend who we used to get fucked up, and he'd run out to a street corner and wait for a car to come by, and he'd pull his penis out and show it to a car and be like, you know what's funny? If they call the police, they're in trouble.
That's good. That would be a great prank. Just airdrop like a dick pic onto your teacher's phone like in high school.
I remember I was so like weak-willed as a teenager. Like I had like I would have friends, like I had friends over for my 13th birthday party. It was a sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
We were sleeping out. My family had like the screen-in porch. We slept out on the porch because it was in the summer. It was like, oh, it's gonna be so fun. And then like I was so weak-willed that they just like took over. They turned my birthday into like their party.
Mm-hmm.
And at 1 a.m. they're like, we're gonna go streaking through your neighborhood. I was like, no, don't, please don't. And they all left and ran through my neighborhood naked while I was just in my house, like waiting for them to come back.
Sounds like you had a great party and you were just being a little bit of a bitch.
No, dude, they fucking hijacked my birthday party. It was
Maybe
fucked
you
up.
just rode the wave. You could have been leading the streaking party through the neighborhood.
It was no. There's that would have ended in disaster for sure.
I'm trying to think if I ever like streaked like that.
Streaking is crazy.
Something you talk about a lot as a kid.
So you think streaking is like not real? Like you do it because like you see it in like a movie. Like it's not real. People haven't streaked since like
I
the
skinny dipped
70s.
with a girl in high school once. Though.
Well, skinny dipping is different. Skinny dipping is.
We used to go sneak into this. There was like an apartment complex that was like a nice one with like a pool, but it had a cover. And we would break into it, or like we wouldn't have to break anything, but it would be like unlocked. We'd jump a fence and it'd be unlocked, and we'd go in there like at night and just bring like handles of liquor and just like swim in a hot tub.
so close to fucking drowning.
Yeah.
You can't get out of the cover.
Right. We're just smoking in there, like drinking, and then like I went this girl like we went back out by ourselves, and then we went to this pool, and I remember it was really fucking cold. But it was a core memory. It did build a core memory. But what was crazy was that the homeless people were all like coming, and I didn't realize that they just like take baths in the pool. Because we were there in like the middle of the night. It was like 4 a.m. or whatever. And it was like the sky's just starting to lighten. And you see like homeless dudes like walking in from the field behind it.
That's
and then-
terrifying.
And one of them got in and he's just taking a bath in the fucking pool.
It's like Night of the Living Dead.
And then the
dude.
sprinklers turned on and a bunch of them were like, not a bunch, but a couple of them were like sleeping in the field and they all like got wet and had to like ran off.
Wow, that's kind of, you saw something that's like very forbidden, dude.
Yeah,
You
I
saw
felt like-
the
Yeah, yeah,
homeless
yeah.
at dawn.
It was like seeing like
Yeah.
a snow leopard or something. Yeah. I felt like a Nat Geo.
That's incredible. Yeah, no, having sex in, I don't know if you guys do it, but I learned the hard way that like having sex in water is no bueno. You don't want to do that. You need the friction.
Yeah.
Fiction.
Also, you don't want to have sex in like natural water. I also learned that the hard way. That's a good way.
In, like,
so that
natural
in like a river or a lake
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
You want to do it in a pool. You don't want to do
fish
it.
that'll swim up your pee hole.
Yeah. You don't want to catch like fucking Bell's palsy from whatever the fuck is
you
it.
don't want leeches, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's yeah. Yeah, we used to have fun. You grew up in a world where everything's monitored by video cameras, so
No bueno.
No
bueno.
Yeah, but his generation, like you guys all vaped in the bathrooms all through school, probably,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Well, that's
So
cool.
we were at a
Yeah.
weird little like impasse where smoking in bathrooms was no longer a thing because that was just like I would smoke on school property, but that was kind of gnarly when I was in high school. But
Yeah.
nobody was smoking in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
And then, but vapes were still so new when we were in high school that it was like when they were called e-cigs still, and they were brand new, and they weren't prevalent enough that because right now, like teachers, or just everyone is kind of given up on trying to enforce vapes.
Yeah,
places.
we could charge it off our school issued Chromebooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second
they
part of
just
that
gave
sentence is even crazier than the first part to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you
this
talking
is great.
about?
So this year was the first year. My little brother's still in high school, and this year was the first year they allowed them to print off the school Chromebooks. And there was an incident where my little brother's friend was trying to like print a picture of a pipe bomb for a school project in like a criminology class, and he accidentally, and it wasn't printing, so he kept spamming it, and it turns out he was connected to the printer at the lower elementary school. and so he just sent like 50 Google image pictures of pipe bombs.
It's like in that movie The Prestige where they just keep making the top hats over and over again, like David Bowie. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude,
So
that's
great.
so you're
That's
you,
so
The
good.
machine works.
So, dude, the police came. It was the whole thing, dude. So goddamn funny.
That's amazing.
Imagine
dude.
being a second grade teacher going to the printer and just seeing pipe bombs.
To just transmit fucking. That's incredible. I wish I could do that. I wish I could just like magically transmit pictures of AK-47s to the closest kindergarten.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Dude, we had the computer. I really feel old now. I'm like, I'm like, what happened to the damn computer lab, man?
Oh,
No,
you
we
know,
had a
they
computer
took
lab.
out the computer lab and just made them classrooms. But the computer labs had no windows or anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was like now it's just the most depressing classroom. But they still have like the table setups of a computer lab. So it's one of my special ed classes was in an old computer lab.
Were you in special ed?
Yeah.
Oh, tell us.
Yeah,
All right, tell me about that,
No,
dude.
so they
Talking
they-
about taxes and
They
shit.
they ID'd me in like second grade.
They were watching you like Jason
they were
Bourne.
watching me.
They
What
were
was
like,
your
"This kid's
sentence?
too
What was
retarded."
your? What were you?
They said I had dysgraphia, which is like the writing version of dyslexia. But they like
I feel like they knew because you were strong. That was the
Oh,
first thing.
yeah.
They're like, he's a
But,
little too
dude,
strong.
All the tests are like they're like weird shape puzzles.
Okay.
It's called the Woodcock Johnson exam.
Okay.
Nice.
Is the test, which does rule.
It does rule.
And like you take it and then they're like, you're special ed. And it was like there's levels of it though. Like there's levels because there's the real tards. And then there's the worst case I've ever seen. This is like it's
Never
like
go
burned
full
into my brain. Like there was this kid named Thomas Fortin. He was like nonverbal. He was like in my elementary school.
Zach, edit in a picture of this. kid.
Ready.
Put up a little bio blurb.
When he was in our class, he was in our grade. They sent him off to like a special school in like the 5th grade. But 1st to 5th, he was like in our grade. And when he had like an anger problem, but they needed to bring him to it, they would stuff him in a blue sack and drag him from class to class. So we'd be like walking in a line to gym, and we just see two like teachers just like just like dragging this sack, and there's
Just in an IKEA bag?
retarded kid just thrashing.
Just going crazy, right?
They still aren't allowed to
It
do
was
that.
ridiculous. It was so normal.
That's so crazy.
We'd have a new kid like in school, and they'd be like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
So, yeah, dude.
You know, like, "Oh, that's Tomic. That's Thomas."
And it's even scarier knowing that
travels
was in
via
like
sack.
2012.
Dude, oh yeah. Yeah.
See, we never had a sack, but
the sack kid.
we didn't have a sack kid. That we had a kid who would like break all the computers in the library.
They would
We
let ours
had-
run
we-
around. It was like the homeless guy with the chihuahua that's never on a leash. That's how they treated him.
We had autistic kids where it's like you had to hold him down and put mittens on him. You know what I mean? So he can't make a fist.
Oh yeah.
You got to nerf him up a little.
But-
This one girl, she used to go into the bathroom, and then they wouldn't send somebody in there with her because they were trying to give her privacy or whatever. And like, what was genius was she didn't do it every time. So it was like, it was like a 50-50 chance though she would just walk out of the bathroom butt ass naked, and fully just start walking down the hallways. She was everybody loved her. Like, she was just like a good time.
We had a kid who he'd pull his pants and underwear down on the way to the bathroom and then waddle up.
Yeah.
To it.
Getting prepped.
So you
he
can't
would get
plan
ready.
anymore.
But it was crazy because he was like a 5th grader with a man cock and severe mental disabilities.
Yes.
He had
That's like a stereotype.
Yeah.
Is they have huge.
I
Huge
believe
cocks,
it.
dude.
In my singular experience of seeing retarded penis, it's a 100% success rate for that theory.
Well, what's funny is like, okay, so we had a kid. I won't say his name. I'm not.
Dude,
Maybe having a big cock just makes you retarded.
That's
Maybe we've been looking at it wrong the whole time.
So we had this kid where it's like he was like clearly like I don't know if he was autistic or had some sort of like mental disability, but like he wasn't normal. He was like socially like underdeveloped, but he was so smart that they like couldn't. He was in like trigonometry or something.
Mm-hmm.
He like was testing really highly in all of his classes, but like didn't have the social aspect. And then he had to do I don't know if it was gym or if we were in like personal fitness, like weightlifting. Anyway, we also had like a weird like gym teacher where he was like, he punished us for not showering. He was like, so you guys can either promise me now that you're going to use the showers like adults, or you have to sit behind the lockers and you don't get to be in the showers. So you would have to like decide at the beginning of the year if you were going to get naked and go into the showers, and then he would stand in the doorway and like watch us and make sure we weren't doing horseplay in his words. So anyways, this kid, retarded kid, I just looked over at him one day because his locker was next to mine. I think it was literally like a 10-inch penis.
Wow.
Like on a 14-year-old boy, dude.
Real hanger.
And ever since then, I'm like, oh yeah, they have huge cocks.
Yeah.
It's proven true every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just takes one. It just takes one, and then that is the truth forever. For
Yeah,
you.
well, no, we had another retarded kid with a huge cock because I verified this 2 years later in a later gym class.
Yeah, he found a retarded kid. He's like, "Show me your dick."
All I'm saying is it's not.
I've got a graph I need to fill out.
But this was my first retarded, and you never forget your first. You know what I mean? This was my first retarded horsecock, and apparently that kid also, what it got out that his mom would make him, when he would go home, his mom would like make him wear dresses. It was like the stuff that was happening to this kid was crazy. Where it's like that might have been why he was so like socially underdeveloped.
Well,
is
I feel
'cause-
like that's just also how you make like a Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If you think about it.
I guess that's true. We should drop him in North Korea and see how well he,
Yeah.
assimilates.
Yeah.
But
All right, we're talking about parents making kids do weird stuff or whatever. I watched all the information I could about Cyrex.
Oh yeah,
recently.
yeah.
What a cool guy.
Yeah.
What a crazy dude. But
wait, Cyrex, is that he's like the bald guy? Like,
Yeah, the bald guy who picks scabs off that Danny Brown
yeah.
was trolling. So I've been in deep on like learning about these internet personalities. These people like Pamper Chew. Pamper Chew, and then what's the they're all just pedophiles. They're all pedophiles. They're all creepy, shut-in pedophiles. But what's crazy is I keep finding out that they're all in Portland, and I recognize all of them. I
was like, I rode the bus with all these guys.
I did. No, I mean, like, dude, I used
Cyrex
to.
is a Portland 4. Dude.
No,
He does
Cyrex
okay.
is fucking. I think like Florida
There was a guy who
something.
looks like Cyrax who got banned from Barnes & Noble when I worked there for saying the N-word at the Barnes & Noble cafe.
Which is a
too many
Cyrax
times.
thing to
You
do.
should
Yeah,
be able
three
to say it at
warnings.
the Barnes & Noble Cafe,
It's like,
dude.
this is the Barnes.
This is my safe place.
Whisper it.
Dude,
I'm reading out loud.
yeah.
No, but there was one guy, that Pamper Chew guy. He's just this. He's a adult baby diaper lover or whatever,
Yep, yep, yep.
pedophile man.
ADBL.
ABDL.
Yes, and he's a pedophile. He's a real weird dude, real bad guy. But I'm pretty sure me and him were in AA at the same time in Portland, which means there's a 50-50 chance I've got his cell phone number in my phone.
Oh, dude, let's.
Yeah. If I could find Pamper Chew in my phone, we'll
Let's
get him
make
on
him
the
realize.
podcast.
I was gonna say, let's get Pampered You on the pod. Did he die?
No, I don't think so. Did he?
Was he the diaper guy?
Yeah.
The AIDS diaper guy?
He got AIDS.
No, that was his friend.
I feel like Zach subscribes to the.
It's a small community.
The guy.
You guys like subscribe to the dark
The
web
AIDS diaper
newsletter?
guy. There's a lot of unpacking that nickname, dude.
That was Evil Sybe.
Yeah.
Evil Sybe was the AIDS diaper
This is-
guy.
This is such
Sound like
whiplash.
they're part of a newsletter that we're not in.
On
It's
the
like-
car ride over here, Owen and Zach were making fun of me for not watching sports, and I'm so glad that we're talking about Cyrax.
Yeah, no, we look there's
This is cool. This is what you fucking talk about, you losers.
you see this
What do you
rig
talk about
shit
if you
on
don't watch
TV,
football?
or you can watch real men doing shit.
This literally proves my point. They were like, "Well, how do you talk to people if you don't watch football?" I'm like, "Brother, you get into it, all right?"
Yeah,
You
watch,
talk-
watch
how about I-
shut-in pedophiles try to pull their penis out on Periscope. You know, that's
It's called the BME Pain Olympics.
yeah, dude.
Who needs Tom Brady when you have the diaper guy?
yeah. Or,
That is
yeah,
my Tom
dude.
Brady.
I saw a guy there was like a 6-year-old kid on the Red Line I saw this week just selling loose diapers out of a box of Pampers. He was walking up and down the train going like,
He's like, diapers.
He was going Pampers size 4, Pampers size 4.
What does he think? What
He's
does he
like, I'm
think?
a big boy now.
Does he think?
Obviously, clearly stolen.
Does he think a baby is gonna hand him $10?
Yeah.
Yeah, so funny.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
So great.
The people on the Red Line.
Dude.
My favorite is when they just obviously boost some shit from a store that's like really random, like what they could grab. And
Yeah,
they're
they're like, baking
anybody
soda,
want
$5.
like want a
Baking
pencil
soda.
sharpener,
Yeah.
a tiara, and a shaver or something for $20.
I had a crackhead yesterday on the train telling me I looked like LaMelo Ball, and dude, I was so unbelievably pumped.
For sure.
I'm still on cloud 9 from that.
Crackheads give amazing compliments.
Oh, one
Yeah.
time I was walking by. There's these dudes that they like panhandle on this right by where I go to school, and then sometimes he'll be like, ask for a riddle, and he'll tell people a riddle but he's like good energy. Mm-hmm. And one day I was walking by and I was like fixing my hair in the reflection of the thing, and he didn't ask me for anything, but he was just like, "Hey, your hair looks great, man. Have a good day." And I was like, "Damn."
I met a crackhead outside of the Now. It's closed down. There's a club in Baltimore called Sonar. We were there to see. It was a cool show actually. This was back like it was Dan Deacon, No Age, and Deer Hunter in like a round robin.
Oh, damn.
We're killing time before, and this dude just like there's like a lot under an overpass, and this guy just like comes out from like behind a bus, and he has like a hospital bracelet on.
That's yeah.
It's like already like this
I'll
is-
clock a hospital bracelet from across the street. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's never gone well.
He had hospital bracelets on. I'm like 14 at this point. My friend Neil, he had his driver's license, so maybe he was 16. He would have had to have been. And we're waiting to get in, and this guy sees us, 3 kids. He comes right up to us, and he starts asking if he's like, "Can I get $7? I'm trying to take the bus down to North Carolina." And then like we're like, it's our first time in the city, so like we're getting them. We're like just handing money to him, and then he starts asking if any of us can like cut his bracelets off with our fucking with our car keys. So Neil does it. And then he decides to just start like hyping us up and like giving us advice like while we're like helping him out. But the way he does it, he looks at my friend Neil and he goes, "Man, you got a lot of acne on your face, man." He goes and I know where that's from. He goes, "You got no girlfriend, huh? Too much pleasure in yourself, huh?" And then he looked at me. He goes, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Nick." He's like, "Nick, you a beautiful young man." He goes, "Let me ask you, do you have a girlfriend?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "That's right. I'm gonna give you some advice, Nick. Next time you fuck your woman, don't fuck her on top. Lay her down on her side and jack off. You know why? That way you can look at her feet, her titties, and her face."
He's giving you game.
Dude, I've never forgotten it. It's the
met
greatest
Jesus.
advice. and we gave him all of our loose $1 bills, and he just he dropped his hospital bracelets and just like walked into inner city Baltimore.
I'm pretty sure they say that in the Bible.
You can look. Yeah, that's part of the Sermon on the Mount.
It's in the black voice too, but
Yeah.
through the like King James black voice.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Dude, yeah, there needs to
these
be
bitches finna trip.
Yeah, they need to make a Bible where it's just translated into black voice.
Oh, dude. The real living word.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Thou shalt not trifle.
Go up to Mount Sinai and whoop your son.
Yeah.
Whoop your son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I do.
Lil Exodus, dude.
Those who live in busted ass houses shall not talk shit.
I don't know if that's in the Bible. I think that's what is that?
It is, and it's yeah. I
Is that
was gonna do
glass
like
houses?
I was gonna lean into homophobia, but then I realized it would just be.
Yeah, that's
it'd be
already
too
in the
much. Yeah.
Man, what are you doing laying with another man?
Turned
But
water.
the only
turned water
difference
into
in
Hennessy,
in the
dude.
Black King James Bible, they would misspell abomination. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Abomination.
Oh my god.
To lie with another man is a domination.
To lay with another man, gay as hell.
It is gay as hell, dude. There's a fucking there's an Obama musical. Have you guys seen this advertised? There's an Obama musical. I don't know if it's supposed to be funny or what, but I gotta pull it up. I have
Time for
this
the pipe bomb
song
printer trick.
stuck in my head, man. I think I have to go see this Obama musical. It looks like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Let me see if I can play this on my phone.
I hope Michelle's played by a dude, because that would be fucking hilarious.
No. Oh yeah, what like the 12th night?
Is that Miley Cyrus?
If Mitch McConnell was really like that, I would.
Anyway,
Yeah.
there's some testimonials.
See the show, do it. This should be worldwide.
I want him to hit it again. Hang on.
and global.
Would recommend the show to everyone and anyone because it's timeless.
Also, it's not timeless if it was 10 years ago.
Dude, I can't. I will literally. I'll just be like in my house, like, and his name was Obama.
Yeah.
Barakalaka. I'm like, do you guys want to go see that? Do you guys want to go see 44
Let's
the
go
musical?
see it. There we go.
Yeah. That's yeah.
That's electric.
It's fucking
That's
electric, dude.
electric,
I'm like, I really want to go.
The
You guys
question
didn't
is,
see the
are they
video.
gonna-
The video looks amazing.
Are they
Like,
going to
the-
have a Kenyan play Obama?
No.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
Come on. If they don't, that's fucked up.
I've been realizing
for the
like
record.
I like have a. I'm so my politics are like so fucked up because like my genius idea was like 4 years ago. I was like, because I like went down like I was very liberal growing up, and then like I got like kind of like because I was like so liberal, I was like, well, I'm gonna go down the other side, and then I like went down like the right wing pipeline, and so then like my solution to that was like, well, I'll listen to NPR and Alex Jones, and I'll presumably end up somewhere in the middle.
Right.
But what has happened is I just believe both of it at the same time. So like, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I do think Obama is a gay Muslim from Kenya, but also what representation? You know what I mean? Like, that's-
Just imagine if they took the transcript from like an InfoWars episode and just delivered it in the dry monotone, like, NPR voice.
oh, I
I think it'd almost be scarier.
It would be
Just,
awesome. I believe all
and
of it.
today we talk about the frogs turning your kids gay.
Well, that is true though.
Huh?
That's
Yeah,
Or-
it's just Sandy Hook.
Yeah, exactly.
Was not
That's a better example. Today we examined Sandy Hook. What we know and what we thought
yeah.
we knew.
Yeah, 0 children died today.
If you want to support us, buy our tote bag.
It would be awesome if Alex Jones did NPR-esque fund drives. I guess he does,
yeah.
but it would just be for like his legal fund. He's like, look, I'm gonna need. Listen, we don't. I need at least 4 billion more callers in the next hour.
Damn, you just pulled that Alex Jones out of thin air.
Yeah,
I
that
do-
was a really good Alex Jones.
Oh,
we got
thank you.
Black Voice and Alex Jones from Nick today, dude.
I don't. Owen asked me if I do voices.
Do the
like-
Chinese voice. Let me
I can-
finish my
yeah.
bingo card.
I can do a Chinese woman on fire.
On fire.
Yeah, please do
I'll do
Chinese.
it. It's the only thing I can do. Let me get in character.
Okay.
fire, fire, fire.
That was like
That was a little more
Italian.
Boston. I mean, that just sounded like you with a high-pitched voice.
It's got to just.
Hey,
you didn't even start with the like.
let me tell you,
You have to create it. You have to nest it. You have to nest it in like an Asian ambiance.
She's a second-generation immigrant. Her parents were here, but she was born in Boston.
Can do is generous.
Yeah.
I was so excited for
I
that.
was really excited for that. My friend Tim used to have a great. He used to do a great Chinese lady voice because we would go to this like discount furniture store in like not in Chinatown. This was in Koreatown in LA, and they would sell chairs where like the stuffing is just like it's like these chairs. Well, you can't sell these chairs, but he'd be like, no, it's very good for you. Look, it overstuffed with comfort. The comfort is bursting out the chair.
Nice.
You guys didn't
Wait,
like that
this
at
is
all.
my Chinese lady on fire. Do you have some water?
That's actually
You
good.
got water for me?
That's
Wait,
good.
no,
That's
kinda
actually
Vietnamese.
no. But you're doing like the singing thing. Like that's good.
You got to get the tonal.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm on fire.
Yes.
My skin burning off right now. I cannot feel anything. It's tonal.
It is tonal. It's important, yeah, because they sing. They sing certain parts of their. No, they really do. It's almost like singing.
It's crazy because I heard you like give yourself over to the impression, and so we had to stick around for a little bit.
You saw me spread my metaphorical wings.
Yeah, you Heath Ledgered
Angel
it.
wings.
I don't know. I could feel it stay with you for a little bit.
You got to
had
slip
shake
into
off.
it. Well, because I don't get to spread my wings very often in this day and age.
Yeah.
So, you know.
It's hard with. I can only do like three. The three voices I can.
Potter.
You gotta
You know,
go-
they just call shit the same thing we call it. They don't even have a new like McDonald's like McDonald's.
Well, yeah,
Like,
because it's got an English name. Like that's true in every language.
No, but they have an English name and then they have a Chinese name, and the English name is McDonald's and the Chinese name is like McDonald's.
Yeah. It's like that's like what do you? They have that in Japan as well, where it's like you don't. It's just their pronunciation of the English word.
Yeah, they just add syllables. And
Yeah. We do that too. I mean, that's
McDonald's.
why you have like Versailles, Indiana, instead of Versailles.
I feel like Japanese for McNugget is like McNugget.
We
Thought that would make more sense when I said it.
We had a Japanese neighbor growing up, and all the neighborhood kids called him Sushi Man.
Oh my god,
dude! I got to high school, we were like, dude, we were fucked up. Dude, that's like,
It's
that's not good.
The shit that we would say to Asian kids
as a kid, yeah.
It's so insanely out of pocket, and also I thought it wasn't
Out of
racist
pocket.
because I'm like, well, we're not saying anything about black people, right? Like that really is how you justify it when you're a kid.
Yeah.
We had a crossing guard at my middle school who had to flee communist China because they were killing all the people with glasses. So we had to.
That's a lie, dude. That's propaganda. That's American propaganda, dude.
He came to our classroom and he's like he had to get to America without his glasses because if they saw him with glasses on they'd think he was a scholar.
This is a Yeonmi Park ass. Fuck, I do not
And,
believe this story at all, dude.
But he was a crossing guard.
It's like this guy was the most ruthless landlord you've ever fucking met in your life. Like,
and he
they kill me because I'm different.
But it was weird because a lot of kids he didn't speak English very well, so they just treated him like he was retarded. And
That is totally a thing.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't think he cares. He's like, you tell me we eat lunch every day. The school give you lunch. You be mean to me. I don't care.
Listen, Chinese people eat people in China, in communist China, eat lunch every day. They grab it right
For
off the ground.
Owen's new. So Nick doesn't believe that like a communist authoritarian governments are real, and he thinks
Listen.
that all the horror stories that come out of North Korea and China are all fabricated, and those are utopias.
They're not fabricated. I think they're greatly exaggerated. and I don't think that a dystopia would have a subway system as clean and on time.
6 million is big number, okay?
Listen, we can get into that later, but
That's for the Patreon.
no, it is funny. My parents
Discuss
do,
statistics.
my parents do that too. Like when they talk to somebody who like English is like their second language, it's like they talk louder. And it's like they're not, you know.
No, I worked on a farm in New Hampshire, and all our coworkers were like seasonal Jamaicans who worked in the
nice.
field. But so like they all understood what we were saying perfectly.
Yeah.
but we had no idea what they were saying because of their accents.
Yeah.
So like we would talk to them like they were retarded, and it was not good.
Dude, but how do you know? I feel like
Owen.
it's easy to understand Jamaican people.
Yeah.
No, it was so hard.
Really?
Dude.
Jamaican is a hard one.
I had
to
no
understand.
idea.
They start speaking full like pigeon patois.
I also have an easy. I don't know.
They speak English, but it's like slangy.
I've always had an easy time with like accented because like I'll watch like fucking like I'll watch movies like from Ireland, like true thick Irish accents, and my dad is like, "How do you not have the subtitles on?" I'm like, "No, I can understand them."
Oh, I can understand what he's saying perfectly well.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you can't. You don't know what he's saying. Have you never been to Ireland before? And you call yourself an American Irish? Quiet, all quiet for a second now.
No, keep going. But no, I fucking I wish I had a funny accent. I wish I had a Maryland
You do.
accent.
The thing is, you do to most people in the world because most people are like Chinese actually, or
Right,
Indian,
yeah.
or like whatever. To all of them, you sound like you're speaking German that they can't understand.
Right, true. It is great how like Germanic languages are almost English.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I wish I had like a regional accent. Like Owen has a nice regional accent.
Do I?
What's your regional accent?
Yeah,
Like-
you've got a New England accent
like
for sure.
New England-y, yeah.
You definitely sound like you're from Boston, dude.
Yeah, I've been around.
I don't know, you sound
I've
like
been
you
around,
can't read
I've
good.
been around like the thick Boston accent like a ton.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
But even
Like-
what you just said, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
you're pure New England.
There's a Maine accent.
Yeah.
It's like-
Boston's like, oh, get
they're
a
losing
fucking
it.
job, you cocksucker.
Yeah,
Right?
dude.
Dude, get a
Dude.
fucking job. It's a fucking
yeah.
problem.
Yeah, no.
Noah has
the Boston-
Noah has a nice accent.
No,
Ben's got Chicago accent.
Do I?
Do you have a Chicago? I guess I don't really know Chicago. Zach has a nice accent. Zach has like a classic Midwest accent.
Yeah, Ben comes out when he says certain shit.
Do you say Chicago
When I
or
say the
Chicago?
N-word, huh?
You say Chicago or Chicago?
Chicago. That's the like Chicago isn't the awe thing is a East Coast thing. So that's like get a job, you cocksucker.
Really?
That's Boston, right?
I thought
Like
shit.
what's your fucking problem? Oh my god, you know.
Well,
In
no,
Austin,
my-
they
but
go,
my-
"Ah," but in Chicago they go, oh my god. It's like
But my grandparents are from the Midwest. They're from like Michigan, and they say Chicago.
Well, they probably say Chicago. Like
yeah, well, yeah.
but not like awe. Like awe, that's very New York Italian.
Is it?
Fucking I got my husband. He's a connected guy.
Right.
I hang out at the little deli and I talk about prosciutto and I post my tits on Instagram. And my husband is like the real life Tony Soprano.
Ben, you're a wealth of characters today.
Do another Chinese woman on fire, dude.
The Chinese was good.
Do a
Please,
Chinese.
Just one
in
drop of water.
the- Chinese in the Italian mafia, and he's mad at his wife for cheating
You
on him.
can steam a dumpling on my face right now.
Jesus Christ.
On fire. Yeah. What else can I do?
I would love to be accepted by the Chinese, but it'll never happen.
By the Chinese?
I would so badly love to. Man, I wish I just send me over there. I'll do what
You
else.
tower over them. You could never be accepted.
Not that much. I'm only like 5'11".
You do look like you'd go there to teach English to kids.
I would 100%. I would love to do that. I would do anything for President Xi Jinping. Honestly, I would never ever compare him to Winnie the Pooh. I would never ever post a picture
Yeah,
of Winnie
Nick's
the
playing a
Pooh.
long game with China.
Dude, I'd like China. I want to go over there.
Yeah.
I want to fucking, I fuck with Hong Kong, but I fuck with the mainland too.
You know, this lady handed me a pamphlet that said like sign.
Hates Tibet.
She was
dude.
trying to.
Hates Tibet.
She was
Well,
trying to
Tibet,
get people to
there's no
sign
such thing.
petitions to end the Chinese Communist Party, like at the Blue Line stop.
Yeah.
And I was just. Like,
She's
"Man."
probably from Falun Gong.
Huh?
To end, she's campaigning to end the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, she's like a Falun Gong supporter, and they're also crazy.
What's Falun
Falun
Gong?
Gong is like they're essentially like this cult, but they're people who are like anti-CCP. A lot of them are Taiwanese, some of them are Chinese. They are the people who are behind. You ever see like the posters for Shen Yun? You know what Shen Yun is?
I think we're on different parts of Instagram.
You know shit.
the big Chinese New Year.
It's a
play
show. Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
nobody actually. Nobody knows what Shen Yun actually is until
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
it. Everybody assumes like, oh yeah, it's like acrobatics. It's probably like no. It's like funded by Falun Gong. The show ends with Karl Marx's severed head on a sea of blood.
Wow.
It's like an explicitly like anti-CCP thing.
But yeah, that's what happens when you're all your family is killed by a communist revolution.
I promise you, Falun Gong is also crazy. Now, China did actually admit to harvesting Falun Gong prisoners' organs. So, it's very possible.
This is a part of you. I'm so confused by your
listen, they're on the
communist
record
sympathies.
for that. So we have to. But listen, the U.S. does bad stuff too. Okay, it's not like we're so.
And
innocent.
so they made a play about Karl Marx's head because the Karl Marx folks were harvesting their organs.
But
out of prisons.
Falun Gong, they also they fund like the I think they fund like the Epoch Times as well. They are like right wing maniacs. And maybe
how
that's
many
because
how many countries
maybe that's
have
because
they
some of them are
overthrown?
missing a kidney, and and that's for you're gonna take your lumps when you live in
How many scientists
when
have
you
they
live in the
beaten
golden
to death?
country. Listen,
You
Ben,
don't know what you're talking about.
So sorry
When
about
you
this.
grow
Ben, Owen,
up
I'm so
in
sorry
these
this is your episode.
places-
No.
Listen, Ben, you better fucking knuckle down and get ready for the Chinese century, okay? Because it's coming and it's gonna drag you along with it.
I could take out at least 30 of them before they get me. That's the thing. Start swinging.
Oh my god. Yeah, well,
No.
they're like the bugs in Starship Troopers. It's like you might get a couple down, but they're gonna fucking they're gonna suck your brain out, dude. This is we might actually have to delete this episode. This is the most insanely racist episode we've done.
Dude, we've covered it all.
Yeah.
I think we've had episodes that were more racist and less funny. So I think we should keep it.
No, I know we're not going to delete it. We have to put an episode out. Listen, if there's one thing we have
That's why
to do,
a
it's
racist
upload this
accent
podcast.
is good because you're doing a no-no, but you're also entertaining somebody at the same time. So you're losing respect from somebody and entertaining them at the same time. Whereas when you're just saying like fucked up things, or like I do sometimes, then it's just.
Oh, and are you worried about your? Are you worried about your shrimp boat employers finding this episode?
Dude, no, my boss for the fishing boat, he showed me a picture of him in blackface on my second day of work. I'm not kidding.
No, wait, I do want
Like, you see, this is fucking odd.
Yeah.
We're at an hour, but I want to close out. I want to ask Owen about the
Yes.
fishing boat because I wanted to have you on for this story.
Yes.
So fucking last year, Owen was telling me that he was gonna go to make what? How much did you make the first time you went out?
It was not a good season, and I made 15 grand.
But how many months were you on? Were you
It was 6 weeks.
6? So 2 months, 15 grand in 2 months is not bad. All right, explain to the listeners what you were doing to make. And you dropped out of like.
Oh, I dropped out of college.
You dropped out of DePaul.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, dude, give us your. I want to you.
No, so I got
in your words.
Yeah. So I got a comic. It was like got me the job on a commercial fishing boat in Alaska. We were catching salmon, and it was horrible. It's the worst thing I've ever been a part of.
Because you were telling me, you're like, dude, I'm just gonna do 6 weeks and I'll be set for the year.
Yeah.
15 grand set for the year.
Seemed
dude.
like about the only thing
Yeah,
we
dude.
did
Yeah,
was
yeah.
fish.
I mean, right now I'm poor. It's I ship out in a month.
That's what I
but
was.
it's-
I was trying to tell him like,
Yeah.
Owen, 15 grand goes like that. It's
Oh,
like it'll be gone so fast.
My brother did that. He worked at a cannery.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, he did
Dude,
it.
canneries. That's hell on earth.
No, he
The
said it was hell.
The
It was
boat.
hell.
The boat sucks, but at least wasn't a cannery. The boat was the worst part. You don't sleep nights. You sleep tides. So every 24 hours, you're getting 2.5 hour, 3 hour naps.
Whoa.
So it's just you're delirious.
So wait, what does that mean? You sleep tides? Like
So in between, you sleep at low tide because the fish are going on high tide.
oh, and you're just going otherwise. You're just like fucking.
Yeah,
like,
you're just rolling. You're
Whoa,
just rolling.
dude.
Yeah, it's.
Well,
It's
all my AA buddies in Portland were
There's a ton
commercial
of
fishing
like
guys.
there's squid out off of Oregon. There's a bunch of like.
Well, and a lot of them would just take the
Yeah.
boat up to Alaska
Yeah.
and go salmon.
Oh, yeah.
And
Was
like
it a shrimping boat?
I would talk to guys, and they're all insane. Like they're all fucked in the head.
Yeah, it's unbelievably nuts up there.
I had a friend of this guy named Mike who he'd chain chew Nicorette gum. So he would take an entire pack of Nicorette gum and he'd just put one piece in his mouth after another until he couldn't talk because he had so much Nicorette gum.
That's shit
And-
sober people do.
And
Y'all be doing shit like that.
I
I'm gonna drink 16 Red Bulls.
well, and like I called him one time and I made some joke about AI and he's like, "Don't fuck with me about that shit because it's serious, it's real, and it's coming." And and
This guy's awesome.
And then I kind of didn't know what to do because I was like 19 and this 40-year-old man got stern with me. So we hung up and then like 10 minutes later he called me back. He's like, "You know what, dude? I figured out how to kill it." And I was like, "What are you talking about? The AI?" There's tubes in its neck. You just cut it and steam comes out.
Yeah, that's crazy. You were his Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, it's a third world country up there though.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
they have there were like there's a group of like Sopranos level Italians too.
Sure.
Who run boats up there.
Yeah.
There was this guy
Got me up here in
everyone
Alaska.
called him a Johnny Bunny. And he was the captain of like the Italians. Like their whole group. We were hanging
the
out
capo?
their house after the season, and we were just all playing pool. And they offered me meth, and I was like, "I'm good, but like, dude, this is sick." You know?
Do it, dude.
You know?
Yeah, dude.
You gotta take one puff.
They call that the deadliest
Huge
catch.
compliment. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I
was just
have
proud
two
to be invited.
questions.
Yeah.
Did you see a mermaid? And
No.
if so, was she black?
Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. We caught a few black mermaids.
Yeah.
You know? They you catch seals sometimes, and there's captains who have guns and they sit at the top of the boat and just like try to shoot every seal they see.
What?
Yeah, dude, it is ridiculous.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
There were a bunch of
I'm too soft for this job.
Well,
I could
one
not.
Called
of
the
the-
crazy seals.
one of the captains we were like around his boat. He would like during tides when when you're supposed to be sleeping, like that's when you sleep. He would like go to this area where there were like lots of like seals sleeping like on the edge, and he would just unload.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Just for
Cute little
fun.
seals?
Dude, this guy, yeah. Yeah.
So like these are again like the
Well,
people like
they
this.
used to kill them with
The
clubs.
people up there are fucking insane.
The people like this have to find like their pockets where they can like release their psychopathy in like in controlled
Fishing
bursts.
boats.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
if it- like that's
Oh, yeah.
it
That's
totally
human,
attracts
that's
those kinds
human.
of people.
That's what we are, though. Those are human beings are psychopathic.
Yeah, I mean I don't want to kill a cute little seal, man. That's
But that's because you're detached from that part of yourself. But it's
you know.
it manifests itself through
Relax.
through decades of literature and eclectic music taste. It comes out as like supporting the Chinese Communist Party, but deep down, you're ripping a monkey's head off.
You're
and
right. If
drinking its
this
blood.
if this shippo captain had just got into My Morning Jacket, he wouldn't be shooting seals.
yeah, exactly. Hell
Yeah, no, it was horrible.
So, but you're going back.
Yeah, the whole time you're like, I'm never doing this again, and then you get the paycheck, and you're like, I could probably do that again.
Yeah.
And so I'm going back.
Yeah.
Well, are you going to be in the same position this time? Or are you doing something different?
Yeah, so the buddy who got me the job just bought a boat. So now I'm somehow the senior deckhand
Wow.
on this boat. I'm horrible at my job.
do you feel prepared
He's
to
like,
do this?
No.
Oh,
no,
do you
not
think
at
that?
all.
Do you think you might die?
Yes.
do you think you might kill the
There's
entire
a shot.
crew?
There is definitely a
Well, that's
shot,
why he's
dude.
the oldest because they don't live long.
No, yeah.
Guy's fucking
No, it's gonna be
middle age.
bad.
That's crazy, man. That's real. I mean, I have no doubt that you'll
When
We got-
people start, when
we
people
got Starlink this year, so we got Wi-Fi.
Oh,
That's
nice.
sick.
Oh, nice. You guys aren't going to get anything done.
Because last year we
It's
didn't
going to be
have
a goon boat.
And
Yeah.
we found out Trump got shot through word of mouth, but like we got it from fishermen. So it was like,
You just-
dude,
they literally heard it on the wind.
dude, I was told, we were told that Trump got shot by an illegal alien, and I believed it for 3 weeks.
You're just, dude. That's like true pirate. Like you have to
Yeah.
wait till you get to port to fucking
Yeah.
find out what's going on.
100%.
That's cool, man. You like time traveled.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, dude,
amazing.
It was, yeah.
That's crazy. What do you do without Wi-Fi on a boat for 6 weeks?
You're just on
You're
deck
just
working the whole
working.
time. So there's
Yeah.
you get off, you eat whatever spam
Okay.
and something for dinner.
Oh yeah,
and
how's
then
the food, dude?
You eat
horrible.
spam and
We
you
had a-
black pill
dude,
yourself.
yeah, we had a lot of spam getty. We had like just
Oh,
we,
my God.
we had-
Spam
we had
slaps though. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I love some spam
hated it
on some rice. On some rice.
That's Vietnamese delight right there.
Yeah.
Spam.
You put a little bit of spam on some steamed rice. If I wasn't on fire right now, I'd cook for you.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
Yeah, dude. I can't believe you. I'm like,
It's no fun. It's no fun.
I wanted to. I'm like, you could just do like a medical study for fucking. You could just get Fauci
No, dude,
cancer.
this year the run's supposed to be good. The price is good, so we're gonna be cooking.
Are you gonna make
this year.
more than 15?
Oh, I think it'll be 25-30.
Nice. I'm gonna be asking you for money when you get
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
You'll be buying the
Some of those
dinners.
fish bucks.
Yeah, and I got a new captain because the last one hated me.
Damn. You don't want a captain that
he
hates you.
hated me. He was like this 80-year-old Croatian guy, fishing since he was like 10,
Right.
and I'm the new greenhorn who has lied and said
Croatian-
he's been on boats before.
Croatians are hard, dude.
Yeah,
They're hard
dude.
people.
Hard, yeah.
Mirko
yeah.
Krokop. That's the only one I know. But
We-
he's a hard fellow.
We had a bunch of little Croatians sing at my Presbyterian church when I was little. They like brought them to. They
They were
brought
all
them from
faces.
Croatia.
Were they castrati too?
I don't know. They were boys and girls.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. My impression of Croatia from that experience is like they were all living in like mud huts, but I'm sure that's not true.
Yeah.
That's like how my mom was talking about him. She was like, "They're so lucky to be here." I'm like, they have buildings in Croatia, right? Anyway, we've done about an hour and 13.
Cool.
We're
Wait,
doing,
do
we're
one
doing his
more.
taxes for a Patreon episode.
Yeah, stick around for the Patreon. We're gonna get Noah's life right side up.
Owen, close us out with one more impression of the Chinese lady on fire.
I got it.
Send us off.
Fire, fire, fire.
All right, folks.
What more can you ask for?
See you
Owen,
next week.
Thank you so much for doing the podcast, buddy. Everybody, we're going to put his Instagram in the description. Follow Owen. He's hilarious. If he's in your city, see him do a show.
He'll be on a
And,
boat somewhere.
We'll be back. Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
We'll be back next week. Bye, guys.